Stuart Z with Crick Exec. It's been an amazing journey, but it seems that at this point mathematically it's difficult to advance to the semifinals with this loss and with the net run rate. But the guys have to have their heads held up high. They've done an amazing job and made a lot of people proud. How, despite this loss, would you sum up the campaign that the U.S. has had at the World Cup and what it's meant to you, the team, and the country?
I think it's been an awesome experience, to be honest. At the halfway mark out there in the field, the 10-over mark, I said, look, I gathered everyone in. I said, I'm just so proud of where we're at. You know, no one gave us a chance at the start of the tournament. No one gave us a chance, and here we are. We're here in the Super 8s. So, look, I'm super proud of the effort the boys have put in. Yeah, tonight didn't go our way, but, you know, I also tell the boys, if we're not winning, we're learning. And there's some crucial mistakes we made at crucial times. But, you know, that's the way cricket goes as well. You know, West Indies came out, they were full of purpose after, you know, losing to England the other day. They were full of purpose. You know, great intent. They showed great intent with the bat. But the experience, I think, then we've opened a few eyes in America about, you know, this game of cricket, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to make a statement, create a bit of interest, and I think we've done that tenfold. And the way the guys have gone about playing has been exciting to watch as well. Just wasn't our night tonight. It was probably a bad performance considering where we have been, but still immensely proud of the group.
Okay, were you surprised by the approach of the West Indies batsmen to come out, you know, and go down all guns blazing?
No, mate, no. That's the way West Indies have always played. I've seen it firsthand, you know, for a couple of years, and you know they needed to win and to win well for their net run rate, etc. And the obvious way to do that is to, you know, bowl first and then chase it down as quick as you can. And you know, Shea Hope's a class player. I'd have said to him, I miss watching him bat. It was bad for us tonight, but I miss watching him bat. He's just a beautiful player to watch.
How would you describe the journey of the U.S. team through this T20 World Cup?
It's been amazing, you know, to be honest. You know, starting in Dallas, where we had 2 games. You know, first up game against Canada under lights. You know, chased down 194. With Aaron Jones, you know, 94 not out off, you know, 40 odd balls. It was an amazing game to watch. And then the next one, the big one, you know, against Pakistan, to take it to a super over and see the boys perform under that sort of pressure was, you know, just great to see. So the journey has been great. You know, the ICC have done their best. Logistically, it's a bit of it's a bit tough to coordinate from, you know, the West Indies to America. You know, flights are, you know, scheduled. Sometimes they take off on time, sometimes they don't. We've had hurricanes, we've had, you know, rainstorms, and it's been, you know, the boys have, you know, taken it all on the chin, all in their stride. And you know, as I said before, I can't be any prouder of this cricket team for what we've achieved. We set out to make a name of cricket in the US, and I think people are now talking about cricket a little bit more, which is fantastic.
Hi, Siddharth from Cricinfo. Any added incentive in 2 days' time to deny England?
Look, no, there's no added incentive. You know, we don't really want to finish like we did tonight, I'm sure. But you know what? You know, England, again, they're a very, very, very good team, and they've got a point to prove to a few people as well. So, you know, we're going to have to be at our very best come Sunday, but you know, you never know. Cricket's one of those games, you just never know.
Okay, with the expansion of having 20 teams this year, it allowed more associate nations to compete. You know, some eyebrows might have been raised at the start, but do you think the performance of the associate nations has justified, you know, the increase to 20 teams?
Look, I think associate cricket is one of the toughest formats going around. I remember going to Zimbabwe with West Indies to the World Cup qualifiers, the 50-over World Cup qualifiers, to watch, to go there. It's a brutal tournament. If those guys play those tournaments quite often, they're going to be pretty relaxed playing something like a World Cup where you get a game and then you have, you know, a day, maybe 4 days off. In those qualifiers, you get game, day off, game, day off. So it's brutal. the way that Scotland nearly would have been great to see that game play out against England. They could have pushed them hard. But the Associate Nations shouldn't be discounted either. We're trying to grow the game of cricket. It's called a World Cup, and I think the 20-team format was done pretty well.
Smith Patel from Crick Buzz. The West Indies chased down the total in about half the overs. Do you think the conditions remain the same for both the teams? Or was there a mistake in assessing what tempo to bat on in the first innings?
Oh, mate. It wasn't really... The wicket was a good wicket. There was a bit of rain around at the start. Our tempo was dictated by how well West Indies bowled at us as well. Akeal Hussain knows what he's doing up front with a new ball. We always talk about fearless and intelligent cricket. If we had gone real hard and got bowled out for 60, you would have been saying it was bad batting decisions and all the rest of it. So look, we're playing against one of the big teams in world cricket. We're not, but we're still here and we're very proud of what we've done. Today, yes, we made some mistakes. The boys that Shea Hope plays here for a living. This is his home ground. He knows the conditions better than most, and he probably showed us how to play on that pitch. Having said that, I'm not saying anything bad about our boys. Our boys have excelled, and probably exceeded expectations by being where we are today.
Roger Sherman from GQ. When you took this job a couple months ago, what was your expectation or understanding of the quality of Team USA, and how has the reality compared to what you expected coming in? Before
I got to Houston, I wasn't really sure what I was expecting. But when I got to Houston, I was pleasantly surprised knowing that there is some talented cricketers in the US. And even the boys back home, there's some promising talent as well. So, we don't have the depth of pool that other nations have. We will hopefully continue to grow that, gain more interest from other parts of the US, and if we can unearth a couple of more players, because we've got automatic qualification into the next T20 World Cup, if we can pick up a few more players from local tournaments. Major League Cricket will be a big part in that too, because that's a high pressure T20 format. So there's lots of positives to take out of it. My expectations I wasn't sure, but now I believe that these guys can mix it with some of the better teams going around, and given the right preparations and the right cricket to play, I think they'll improve greatly over the coming years.
Stuart Peter Delapenna. Stephen Taylor and Corey Anderson have both scored at less than a run a ball for this tournament. They came in with a reputation. Stephen Taylor is USA's all-time leading scorer. Corey Anderson, his reputation as a big hitter. And yet they both seemed a little bit apprehensive throughout the tournament. What have you seen watching from the sidelines that gives you any indication that there's a possibility that they will snap out of it before the England game? And what could they be doing better, and what are the positives you are seeing in spite of their struggles?
Pete, I think we've been I'll remain positive. Some other people might not, but I'll remain positive. You picked out only two players there, and they're both big players for us. We do have partnerships are one thing. If you can create a good partnership, then the runs just flow at the other end. So that's one thing we didn't do well today. When Nitesh and Andreas were going, it looked pretty different, and then unfortunately we lost them in pretty quick succession. And that stopped. So do you keep going hard and get bowled out for 60? Or do you try and, create another partnership? It's something we can discuss. But I think you've got to play the situation as well. You can't just go out there and throw everything at them and get bowled out for 60. It would have been done in 4 overs. So we had to put a score on the board. We didn't do that, and we're all disappointed. Yeah, don't get me wrong, we're all disappointed. We haven't played our best cricket, but I think you're talking about Steve Taylor, who's been around for a long time. He may not have been at 100% today, but he took the field, for us in a must-win game. So there's all that to consider as well. So that's just part of it. Players are doing their best. It's a long tournament, even though days aren't. It's tough. The flights and the play at that intensity all the time. It takes it out of you mentally, more so than physically. And some of our boys have probably worked out that, going deep into a tournament like we have, takes a bit more out of you.
We'll take the last question. Okay.
Would you want to share any status update on Monang's injury? How well he's recuperating? How soon can we see him on the field?
Yeah, he's getting better. He's getting better. So we constantly assess him. Unfortunately, he nearly made it for this one. So we're constantly assessing him.
Thank you.